Good morning. I'm Douglas Pillsbury, and I'm your worship associate this morning. It's my joy to welcome members and visitors of all ages, those connecting online, those here in the sanctuary. I'd like to take a moment to share with you a small part of my UU journey. I've been a UU in San Luis Obispo since I signed the membership book in 1986. I was sometimes active in the church, but often not, as my ESL teaching job at Cuesta took priority. However, when I retired from teaching in 2014, I was able to get much more involved. Over these past 11 years, I've attended general assemblies, participated in workshops, taken classes like Understanding Whiteness, and been involved in social justice work, immigration, home building, supporting Central Coast Pride and Trans Pride Days here in San Luis, and much, much more. Just yesterday, many of us went to the Hands Off Our Courts protest rally at the San Luis Obispo Courthouse, where 5,000 people gathered, and where many, yes, how many people were there? Look at them all. Look at those hands. Oh my gosh. And many of us were gathered in front of the Fremont and holding our UUSLO banner proudly. By the way, there are photos of yesterday's event hanging in the social hall right next to all the snacks. I've been learning so much, not only about issues, but also about how to be an ally to people who might want our help. The anti-oppression community, or AOC, that we started a few years ago at this church has continued my education as we consider issues and as we work to be respectful allies. I am honored that recently I've been asked to share some of what we've learned here to members of Mount Carmel Lutheran Church in San Luis Obispo. So now, Robin Weed Brown and I get to share what love at the center means to us in the larger community. I have so much gratitude for all those who have guided and inspired me along the way. A heartfelt thanks to all of you. Please take a moment or two to greet those around you. It is good to be together. This congregation respectfully acknowledges and honors indigenous communities. UUSLO stands on land which was taken from the Yak Tichu Tichu Yak Tilhini Northern Chumash tribe without consideration, agreement, or compensation. We honor their historical and sacred connections to this land. We would like to extend a special welcome to our visitors this morning. We are delighted you chose to be with us and invite you to stay after the service for some informal conversation. If you are here in person, you may gather in our social hall through those doors or out in the labyrinth just outside the foyer doors. Those visiting online are welcome to stay after service for conversation with other participants on Zoom. If you are new to Unitarian Universalism and want to know more, we invite those in the sanctuary to fill out the green visitor card in the pews here. These can be placed in the offering basket later in the service. Visitors online are encouraged to fill out the visitor form on our website, UUSLO.org, at the bottom of the main page. If you have questions about the congregation or about Unitarian Universalism, our membership director, Larry Iquinta, there he is, will be available after the service at the newcomers table in the social hall, or you may contact him at membership.uuslo@gmail.com. We encourage everyone to greet someone you don't recognize after the service. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. Today's chalice lighting is by Ben Sewell, slightly adapted. Out of the darkness, light. Out of the light, warmth. Out of the warmth, joy. Out of the joy, connection. May this flame connect us for the time we are here with one another.
Good morning. I am Rod Richards. I am proud and pleased to serve as minister of this congregation, and it is my great joy to welcome you all today on this Sunday and this month of joy. We are going to sing the doxology next. The words are printed in your order of service, or you may follow the words on the screen.
Today's call to worship is by Carl Seberg, slightly adapted. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and warmth in the songs we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy. Come, let us worship together.
I had to laugh. I guess I was in an adapting sort of mood when I put this service together. But I would like to invite you all. I didn't adapt to anything about our upcoming hymn. I would like to invite you all to rise in body or spirit and join in singing number 170 in our gray hymnal, or you may follow the words on the screen. We are a gentle, angry people. Yeah, I don't think we have the words for them on the screen, but there are a couple more verses. We'll sing it next time. I would like to invite the children and youth and associated adults to come forward.
Hi, Annika. You have something fun today. We're going to do our story now, Annika. You ready? You ready to listen? Here we go. So today our story is written by two pretty famous men. And you'll find out in a moment who those two people are. But I think everyone in the sanctuary is going to appreciate this story today. There's a little intro letter here. My dear friend, we have traveled all around the world and met many wonderful children. Unfortunately, we cannot meet everyone. So we wanted to say hello and share this story with you. We wrote this book to help you remember that even when you're having a hard time, joy is not very far away. Sometimes we get sad. Sometimes we get angry. Sometimes we get scared. But after the rain and the storms, we have found there is often a rainbow. We hope you will find joy and rainbows in the pages of this book and that you can share this joy with the people you love. This is the secret of joy we discovered together. The more joy we share, the more joy we have. Love your friends, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and Archbishop Desmond Tutu, two very famous men who both have received the Nobel Peace Prize. This book is called The Little Book of Joy, and Andy and I are going to share reading the story today. Here we go. One of us grew up in a little house.
One of us grew up in a big house.
Our houses were on the opposite sides of the world. Often, we were sad and lonely.
Both of us wished for a friend.
Sometimes the other kids wouldn't let us play.
Or they were very far away. We wondered if we would always be sad and lonely.
But when we sat still and breathed in the quiet,
We noticed something beautiful. If you just focus on the thing that is making you sad, then the sadness is all you see.
but if you look around, you will see that joy is everywhere.
Joy is the warm, tingly feeling of the sun tickling your toes in the morning.
It's the giggly, squiggly feeling when you are doing something silly.
And it's the soft, snuggly feeling of being all wrapped up, cozy in your bed at night.
Even when you are caught in the rain and your joy is washed away, it's waiting at the bottom of the puddle. Even if you slam the door and your joy can't get in, it's just on the other side, waiting in a loving hug.
And even if there is a loud noise in the night and your joy gets scared away, it comes streaming right back with the light of the silvery moon.
Joy is the bubbly, bouncy feeling of finding a good friend.
And once you let the joy in, like magic, your heart always has room for more.
We discovered that the more joy we shared, the more joy we had.
And the more joy we had, the more joy we could share. So look for the joy all around you and share it. Write in a letter. Play it on a drum.
Sing it to the sky.
It will travel up in the air, across the ocean.
Someone will find it.
And share it, and as it spreads from person to the person,
The world will fill with joy. Isn't that fun? Two people from far, far parts of the world came together, and now they're friends. And they wrote that story for all of us. Thanks for sharing it with me, Andy. And we are doing the movement prayer today, so can you all stand up? And if you have something in your hand, maybe leave it laying on the ground in front of you, because you're going to need your hands for this. Are you ready? Everybody turn and face each other. Here we go, Skylar. There you go. First, we bow to honor the spirit of life. We lift our arms to embrace the gifts of spirit. We bring these gifts onto ourselves with gratitude. Breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world, and we remember to be in the present. All right, here we go. One more time. Bow. Embrace. Gratitude. Breathe. Smile. Share. Be in the present. Thank you all. And children, we are starting today to spread joy and talk about joy. So any of you who'd like to, please grab a ring. And on the way out, down the aisle, we're going to swirl them and spread some joy.
I love it.
All right, we're ready. Let's go.
Last week, we began a series of reflections from members of this congregation who served as board president during my time here. We trust that looking back at some slices of congregational history, remembering what was, will inspire even greater excitement as you look ahead to create what will be. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. I'm deeply honored to welcome Andy Pease, board president from 2014 to 2015, to share a little about the things that were happening in this congregation during that time. Welcome.
Thank you, and joy. So I served on the board earlier before Rod was and served as minister, and that was a time where we were changing locations, changing ministers, and so by the time I got to be board president 2014 to 2015, all the hard work had been done. We had moved into this building, we had a settled minister, we had just adopted our mission about deepening connections. So a focus area for us during our time for that year was about launching our mission. And so we spent a lot of work fine-tuning our ministry, being able to support organizationally, being able to support leadership, and our nominating committee became a leadership development committee. We were working to support our new minister, getting settled in, and staff as a congregation. We also worked on financial stability. We were doing well, and we're trying to become more consistent with our pledging and with our endowment and elevating that, which has been extremely successful. And then one of our big focus areas that year was, interestingly, as we focused on growth as a congregation, which really is about deepening our connections with each other, but it also ends up with numeric growth. And we were feeling that there were a lot of folks in the pews, and we wanted to make sure that there was always room for folks on a Sunday morning. And we didn't have the Zoom option at the time as a way to serve more people. And so we spent that year developing a strategic plan where we looked at all kinds of options for this facility about, do we need to expand the sanctuary? Do we need to do some other renovations? And ended up determining that the best approach would be to explore 2 services. So in future years was the implementation of that piece of it, but it was like now an exciting time and feeling a lot of positive energy in the congregation. As always, an honor to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you. That headpiece brings me joy, I have to say. I'd like to now invite our Pledge Campaign co-chair, Mary Glick, to share some information as well as an invitation.
And I'd like to invite our Pledge Committee co-chair, Pinar Perini and Rob DeGraff, our committee member, who've been with me all along the way on this journey. Those of you who've been following along know that a couple of weeks ago we wound down our official campaign, and today we're pleased to announce that we are 98% of the way toward our very ambitious goal of 330,000, with a grand total of 323,515. So $323,515. So that is an incredible promise that this congregation has made. And we want to thank you. I want to thank these two who have been just fabulous, fabulous committee members. We've been a streamlined group, really working together very well to make sure that things moved along quickly and we did what we were supposed to do. And we feel very grateful to you for making our jobs easy and our campaign a success. And we also want to thank Larry Aquinta, who's been behind the scenes all the way, helping us with all the different things in the office. You can't imagine the amount of support he has provided. So we couldn't have done this. I can't imagine former committees working without someone like Larry back there, making sure that everything is running smoothly behind the scenes. And then, yes, very much. And Tom, who's been working with us to make sure we've got last-minute numbers up on the screen every Sunday, making sure that the service is running smoothly with the script behind the scenes, so we appreciate that as well. We are going to thank you all. We're going to thank you all in the social hall today. This is a thank you Sunday, a Sunday of joy, and we're going to have opportunity to make your own Sunday at the table in the social hall, so please stop by. If you haven't pledged yet, the campaign is closed officially, but we will not stop accepting your pledges. And for the fiscal year of 2025-26, which begins in July, if you have questions about how to actually fulfill your pledge, I would invite you to talk with Larry, talk with any one of us, talk with Nisa in the office, if there's any questions about what the best way to do that is. So once again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you for amazing work. Thank you to the congregation for leaning in this year. That is just incredible dedication and generosity. Today, a month of Sundays happens after the service. Excuse me. At noon, we will gather here in the sanctuary to share reflections and experience around the theme for April, joy. Alas, you will not be able to bring your ice cream here, so eat up, but avoid the ice cream headache if possible. But feel free to come back if you would like to share. And we have set aside this time in our service to share with each other those milestones that are most deeply felt in our lives. Excuse me. This is from Mr. Volanakis. Yesterday, I was filled with pride to be an American and associated with the UU movement. I hope to see this congregation continue to lead the way in direct action, organization during these times of tribulation. Together, we the people are legion. Together, we can move mountains. Together, we will walk the line. God bless all. Thank you. And this is from Gina Whitaker and Ken Hill. Well, our precious grandgirls are here to say goodbye to everyone. They'll be moving this week to Yellow Springs, Ohio. Thank you to Rod and Janet and everyone who's been so kind, friendly, and welcoming. We will miss them terribly, but know they and their family will find joy in new opportunities, new friends, and new blessings. It's a blessing to have them here and to have you here. This is from Ingrid Pierce. This coming Wednesday, I will be 70 years old while still just a kid at heart. Please enjoy some cake. This is going to be a Sunday of treats, folks. Joy. Please enjoy some cake with me after you've enjoyed the pledge celebration after the service today. You are all a part of my dear extended family. Happy birthday, Ingrid. And some hard news to share. A beloved member of our congregation, Charles Wyman, died on Wednesday, April 2nd. Charles was 94. He was a member of this congregation along with his wife Janet for over 12 years. We will miss him and offer our condolences to Janet, to all his family, and to all those who knew and loved Charles. Information regarding memorial service is forthcoming. Also, Jack Barsman, husband of UUSLO member Nancy Corin, a friend of the congregation and an enthusiastic participant in Atascadero Coffees with the minister. It was great to have some time to talk with Jack. He died yesterday, Saturday, April 5th. We hold Nancy and all those who knew and loved Jack in our hearts and thoughts. And I am honored to read to you today a statement on behalf of the congregation in support of transgender people, written by members of the UUSLO Anti-Oppression Community and supported by the UUSLO board. It was also printed in this week's newsletter and is available on our website. In this time, where the very existence of transgender people is at stake, Unitarian Universalist San Luis Obispo aims to protect and honor transgender, intersex, and non-binary people and their families at all life stages. We condemn all legislation that seeks to erase transgender personhood and diminish the rights of all people to express their gender in a manner consistent with their true selves. As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of each person as a core principle. The ability to live authentically as one's true self is central to a lifelong journey towards spiritual fulfillment. A social witness statement embracing transgender, non-binary, intersex, and gender-diverse people is a fundamental expression of UU values. That was what the statement was called, was adopted at the General Assembly of Unitarian Universalist congregations in 2024, and it was supported wholeheartedly by our local delegates. Transgender and gender-diverse people are a beautiful and divine manifestation of humanity. So may it be, yes. Let's hold that statement, that commitment, that joy, and the joy that transgender people bring to this world. And let's hold all the joys and sorrows and concerns that were spoken, those that remain unspoken, holding the beloved people who have died this past week and all their families and loved ones. We hold it all here together. Offering a prayer for the healing of pain and opening ourselves to a renewed awareness of and commitment to the truly awesome power of love within and beyond this community. Our community outreach offering recipient for April is SLO County Citizens Climate Education. They are a volunteer nonprofit organization dedicated to creating effective solutions for the climate crisis. Every month they gather in our social hall to plan and take action. Our own Don Getty will be telling us more about their activities next Sunday, April 13th, when the in-person offering will be directed toward the community outreach offering. You can read more about them in our weekly newsletter or by visiting our website by talking to Don. We look forward to hearing more about their activities. And here is the giving page on our website, which shows the various funds to which you can target your donations. If you would like to give to the community outreach offering today in the offering, please mark your check with COO, or you can go online and give directly to the community outreach offering along with the other funds that we have. At the bottom of your order of service is a QR code that will take you directly to the giving page. If you ever have any questions about your donations, please do contact the office. Generosity is central to who we are and what we do together, and so we make time each week for an offering from our abundance to sustain this gathering and to strengthen the work of love that grows from our commitment to each other, to the wider community, and to the world. Please join with me in the words for the offering. We are this church. We are its hands, its heart, its voice. Together we share the wealth of this community and sustain it with our gifts. The offering will now be given and received.
Thank you, that was great. Love it. Today's reading is from Trans Joy by Jez Martinez Hunt from Braver Riser, a publication of the Unitarian Universalist Association. You are who you are. No one can tell you who you are but you. Whoever you know yourself to be, you are right. By Maybe Burke. I didn't grow up with trans joy. I grew up with longing, quiet adjustments, and learning how to make myself acceptable. I spent years thinking I was broken, desperately trying to fit into something that was never meant for me. I thought that was just life, fighting for every inch of belonging. Then my daughter, Atticus, came into the world, whole and bright and unabashedly herself, an embodiment of absolute joy, proudly declaring, I, Atticus, when asked if she was a girl or a boy. She knew who she was and refused to let anyone tell her otherwise. For a while, I let myself hope that she wouldn't have to learn the same survival skills I did. Maybe she could just be. My daughter deserves a world where she isn't forced to fight so hard to exist. One where her joy is expected, nurtured, and uplifted. A world where trans joy is a certainty. Trans joy is sacred, a radiant and unshakable force that refuses to be diminished, a testament to resilience, authenticity, and love. It is communal, a light passed from one to another, illuminating the path toward a liberation where we can simply be. Holy in its honesty and wholeness, it offers a glimpse of our world as it should be. Not small, not an afterthought, not a reward for enduring suffering. Trans joy is life itself. Bold, expansive proof that we are real, that we belong, that we have always been enough. That world doesn't exist yet, not the way it should. Until it does, I'll make sure that Atticus never doubts her worth. I'll show her that trans joy isn't just possible, it's powerful. It's bigger than the struggle, louder than the hate, more enduring than fear. I'll make sure she faces a future where she isn't just fighting to exist, but living fully, freely, and without apology. In a world that so often seeks to erase, silence, or diminish trans lives, our joy is more than resistance. It is a defiant declaration, an absolute refusal to shrink, a spirited promise that trans folk won't just survive, we will thrive. Here ends the reading.
Oh, hi, Charlie Brown.
Oh, hi, Lucy. How was your day?
Oh, wow. Well, I climbed a tree with my little sister, and she told me a secret. Oh, and then there were hundreds of fireflies. How about you, Charlie Brown?
I feel so happy today. That little redheaded girl dropped her pencil, and I found it. I'll keep it forever.
That's great, Charlie Brown. It's the little things that matter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Happiness is finding a pencil, pizza with sausage, telling the time. And happiness is learning to whistle, tying your shoe for the very first time. Happiness is playing the drum in your own school band, and happiness is walking hand in hand. Happiness is 2 kinds of ice cream, knowing a secret, climbing a tree. And happiness is 5 different crayons, fighting a firefly, setting it free. Happiness is being alone every now and then. And happiness is coming home again. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you. Happiness is having a sister, sharing a sandwich, getting along. Happiness is singing together when day is through. And happiness is those who sing with you. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you.
Thank you. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. I love that. Happiness, and this describes my understanding of joy even more precisely. Joy is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. That pretty much covers it, right? There is no time at which joy is not present, no time at which joy is not available. But that doesn't mean it is always accessible. I can't always access the joy that is available, which is one of the reasons I very often find myself surprised by joy, because it tends to occur for me in everyday moments as I do things I have done, or go to places I have been, or see things and people I have seen many times before, but suddenly, wow, this deep connection, this appreciation, this deep longing almost for what is. I can't make it happen, but I can open myself to the possibility and notice when it occurs rather than rushing past it. Novelist Elizabeth Berg writes, "There are random moments, tossing a salad, coming up the driveway to the house, ironing the seams flat on a quilt square, standing at the kitchen window and looking out at the delphiniums, hearing a burst of laughter from one of my children's rooms, when I feel a wave-like rush of joy. This is my true religion. Arbitrary moments of nearly painful happiness for a life I feel privileged to lead. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu write, "Joy is the warm, tingly feeling of the sun tickling your toes in the morning, and it's the soft, snuggly feeling of being all wrapped up, cozy in your bed at night. And even if there is a loud noise in the night and your joy gets scared away, it comes streaming right back with the light of the silvery moon." Sounds a little like the happiness described by Charlie Brown and Lucy, right? Morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. It lies in being present to the very small things, the everyday things, to what is, rather than always waiting for something more, that something that will make us happy. And the reason that personally I would call this type of happiness joy and distinguish it from another type of happiness, well, let's just say I blame it on Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, you heard me. Thomas Jefferson and that whole inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness thing. The pursuit of happiness, it seems to me, has done untold damage to this world. It strikes me that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg might well all say that they are pursuing happiness, and I just want to tell them, we just want to tell them, all the millions of people out on the street yesterday want to tell them to just stop already. Stop pursuing happiness and open your minds and hearts and spirits and awareness. Open yourselves to at least the possibility of experiencing joy. If you look around, our story said, you will see that joy is everywhere. So just stop, please stop. Stop crushing people's joy in your relentless, desperate, heartless, ultimately futile, I promise you, pursuit of happiness. Stop lusting for what you don't have and find out how good it feels to long for what is. Which is not to suggest that joy makes us passive. It is not self-satisfied. In fact, in my experience, it is really not about satisfaction at all. That is why I describe it as longing. It is touching a world that is and also is striving to be. Joy can serve as resistance against authoritarian forces, for example, and the resistance we undertake is on behalf of joy. Listen to that description of trans joy from the reading. A radiant and unshakable force that refuses to be diminished, a testament to resilience, authenticity, and love. It is communal, a light passed from one to another, illuminating the path toward a liberation where we can simply be. Joy allows us a glimpse of the connections that are already there and calls us to organize a human society that more clearly aligns with what we can see is already true. Joy is not passive. In a passage by Unitarian Universalist ethicist and activist Sharon Welsh, a passage that I have cherished ever since I read it in theological school, those many years ago. Welsh writes, "The wellspring of decency is loving this life in which people die, people suffer, there are limits, and we make mistakes. The wellspring then of moral action is a deep affirmation of the joy, richness, and blessing that the world is. The ground of challenging injustice is gratitude, the heartfelt desire to honor the wonder of that which is, to cherish, to celebrate, to delight in the many gifts and joys of life. I love that. The ground of challenging injustice is the heartfelt desire to celebrate the many gifts and joys of life. It makes me think how wise you all were to include joy in the mission of this congregation. Our mission is to deepen connections by inspiring joy, and to include celebration in your covenant. Holding our community dear and inspired by our common principles, we covenant to celebrate our life together. Brene Brown writes, sometimes we miss out on the bursts of joy because we're too busy chasing down extraordinary moments. And I would add a variation on that thought to say, sometimes we miss out on the bursts of joy because we're too busy carrying out our important work. We, Unitarian Universalists, and quite possibly we humans, look forward to joy and celebration as a reward for work completed. You see the problem with that. If we are talking about the work set forth in our mission or inspired by our common principles, it is never ending. It is never completed. We, like the caterpillar we talked about last week, we know we are not done. Nurturing spiritual growth has no endpoint. Practicing justice has no endpoint. Deepening connections has no endpoint. We never say, okay, we deepened them. And we have placed joy and celebration right there amid practicing justice and nurturing spiritual growth and respecting and trusting one another and accepting our differences and shortcomings and listening deeply and speaking truthfully and deepening connections because we sense, as Sharon Welsh put it, that the wellspring of moral action is a deep affirmation of joy, and the wellspring of challenging injustice is a heartfelt desire to celebrate that joy. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing for our lives. I never understood this Holly Near song like this before. It is putting joy and celebration, singing right there in the midst of our work toward a more just, equitable, and compassionate world. We are singing for our lives. We found, right, the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu, we found that the more joy we shared, the more joy we had, and the more joy we had, the more joy we could share. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit and sing the song that was chosen by Robin Weed Brown, proud winner of one of our pledge raffle campaigns. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing number 346, Come Sing a Song With Me, in our gray hymnal, or you may follow the words on the screen and Judy will lead us.
Sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find.
Please join with me in saying the words we use each Sunday as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
In a poem by Wendell Berry entitled Manifesto, the Mad Farmer Liberation Front, he writes, "Laugh. Laughter is immeasurable. Be joyful, though you have considered all the facts." So go forth now, laughing, loving, and even though you have considered all the facts, joyful.